So, Dylan,
Yes,
we have seen the cards now.
we have.
Mm.
And I watched the stream. You
Yeah,
can
I don't
see
And, and you watched the stream. I was working, so I couldn't watch the
I was
stream.
sleeping.
I was working too.
You were not working. You were at work. There's a difference.
You're getting paid to watch the stream.
It's true. I didn't do shit
Yeah.
today. And I found it a little scary, but really happy that it kills aggro's gone.
I don't think that's true.
Fucking
But
aggro's gone. Once we start seeing like well-made control decks, aggro's fucking gone. I saw Froden play. Um, it was turn 3. So he puts down a sparring partner. It's like
that's the warrior card.
it's a 3/2 warrior card.
Yes, it's a taunt and gives a minion taunt.
Yeah, so he puts the taunt down. He makes I think it was a 3/3 into another taunt, and then he puts down Chill Maw, which is another taunt, and like 3 turns. Its whole board was just taunt. And then before that, he put the legendary, the shield bash guy. He takes damage instead of you, and he fucking like took out a weapon, started clearing the board, and he would not take any damage. It would just transfer over to the legendary, which is a 3/9.
I don't think that legendary is actually that good.
I think it'll. Well,
it's good against aggro.
Yeah,
but
like that card alone.
If the meta shifts to mid range and control, it's a dead card because it's even worse because they know that they can hit your face and mitigate the 3 attack of the card and just kill the card straight up.
Yeah, totally.
So
But
it's only good against aggro. It's not good against anybody else.
But that's what
so if the metagame changes, this card is dead.
Sure, but I'm talking specifically aggro. This card alone kills aggro decks. Besides all like 3 or 4 other ones that are completely aggro resistant.
Yeah, but I think you're forgetting this too. It's a 6 mana card. Alex just busted somebody's ass by turn 6.
It's true. That's why you need all the other ones, though. I mean, there's a lot of shit, man. That especially for warriors, I saw like, I forgot what's it called. It's like.
Alright, well, Hearthpawn has the complete list up. You want to go through?
We've gone through all of them?
Go through all of them? They start off with Druid.
We already know all of that.
Anything that you want to say about Druid? I like the Beast Energy. I think the Beast Energy deck can actually work now. It's like a cool budget theme deck. Like with the Knight of the Wild is pretty good.
Yeah.
Where you summon a beast, reduce the cost of this card by 1. So it's like a better. I mean, it has like that hand mechanic. Like it does something in your hand while you're doing other things on the board. Sort of like Bolvar, but better. Like it's actually useful. And I mean, you only need like 2 discounts to make the card good. Not like broken, but good. Like if you play a 5 mana 6/6, that's good. So that's a good card. Windwalker's a good card. 4 mana 4/4, give a beast 3 health. That's good. I think they're pretty good. Now, what do you think about the epic, the mulch?
See, I don't know. I hate giving the other opponent something. I hate doing that. I don't like it.
Yeah, but this is a mill card.
It is a mill card, and I hate mill. So again,
Yeah, I hate mill too, but it is kind of like it's their hex basically. Like it
isn't really a hex though, because it doesn't transform. So
yeah, but I would only use it for like killing other legendaries, like Sylvanas, for example.
Well, they have naturalize for that. Nobody uses it.
Yeah, but naturalize sucks. It's 2 cards. At least this one's just 1.
It's really good in mill.
I don't play no.
Nobody
Okay, well,
here on the call plays mill, so
I'm
let's.
just saying I'm not reviewing it from my point of view. I'm reviewing it from a community point of view.
Like,
So,
the worst cancel plays aggro.
well, it's not. I can. It is a cancer, but it's not like an aggro cancer. It's like It's just a time wasting, annoying cancer.
Yeah, which
But
makes it worse.
um, so mulch, it it could actually be good because as a tempo play, being able to kill a minion for 3 is great. It's assassinate for 3 mana, and then they get a random minion. So we don't know how good or bad that minion could be. It could be a fucking Murloc, or it can be something that they can't play yet, or it could be something good for them. So I
Yeah.
don't think like the risk is there to where like you may not want to play it in like a mid-range deck or a control deck, because the control deck you might give them something to play in the late game. But it's good for mill. I think it's a decent card for mill,
I
and that's the only deck that
guess.
it's going to be played in.
Probably.
I can see it in mid range. Oh.
I could see it in like a tempo type druid deck that doesn't exist right now.
I mean, it replaces like for me if I needed something like that, or if I had to use something for like control or mid range, I would use this instead of neutralize.
Yeah, but they don't play naturalize in either of those decks.
Yeah, well, that's because it gives too many cards.
That's why control druid isn't really a thing. Like there's ramp, which is not. It's a board control deck. It's not like a control deck like warrior. It's a control deck. It's just a board control deck. And there's mid range, which is force savage roar, which they don't need removal in that deck. They just try to trade and then finish you off.
Right.
So it doesn't fit into either one of those decks, I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah, this is more of for me. It goes well with the cards that they're gonna release because it's all kind of mid rangey.
Mm,
I
I
mean,
guess we'll have to wait and see.
you got 4 manas everywhere, 2 manas, and then I'm guessing
But
you would
then,
only throw
if
down.
your plan is mid range, you're basically running combo. And I don't know. I don't know how valuable this card is. Even like a 3 mana kill anything is not really that good for a mid range deck.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. It's really hard to know. It's either going to be the best card or the worst one out of the set.
I don't think it's gonna be the best card. The best card is Aviana, and we've already talked about it. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Best cards are Aviana and Darnassus Aspirant. And for the existing decks like the Ramp Druid. And I don't think there's any disputing that.
I don't know. I don't think Darnassus is going to be doing much. I think it's going to get killed turn 3.
But even if it gets killed turn 3, it's fine.
It gets killed turn 2.
Even if it gets killed turn 2, it's fine. You see, the thing about Druid right now is that a lot of times they ramp up, but they're not actually doing anything on the board. And this is a ramp that does something on the board, and if it dies, then it doesn't really matter. So against decks like aggro, this ramp is important because they develop the board and it kills something. And in control, it'll just... We don't know. I mean, in control, they don't always get to clear the board because they don't always have minions. I don't know. The card is pretty good. I think it's good. I mean, it's not bad. There's no world where a 2 mana 2/3 is bad.
No, it's great. And if you can like silence it by turn 4, it's even better.
Yeah, you could use it. I don't think people are going to use their silence on that.
Or you would think about like something like Howling Soul.
Wailing Soul?
Yeah, that one.
That could be a deck. That's what I was gonna bring up. Like there was a Druid deck before that used all the really strange cards and silenced them off with Wailing Soul, like the Ogres and Deathlord and Dancing Swords and all, and Ancient Watcher and stuff like that. And then they would play the Wailing Soul and get massive value. And in that case, this card fits great into that deck because you get your 1 mana crystal, you silence off the Death Rattle, and it's a free ramp. So I think it's a good card. And plus, it's great to play against Tempo Mages because then they copy this and then you get to take away one of their mana crystals.
That's true.
Awesome.
Yeah, Temple Mages are fucked with that card.
Yeah, and it's a slight nerf to Piloted Shredder, but at the same time, Piloted Shredder got a huge buff with the Totem Golem. Like you can get a fucking 3/4 now out of the Shredder. So even though this is a possibility for the Shredder, which is bad, you still get the Totem Golem, which is good. So it kind of evens out.
Yeah.
I think that basically wraps up like the Druid.
I think Aviana is as questionable as Astral Communion.
No, I think Aviana is really good.
I think out of the Druid cards, I think Aviana's the best.
I think when we see the shit comboed with Thaurissan, and we start seeing like massive combos and shit, like with Malagos and all kinds of weird shit, that shit is. I think that shit is OP.
I guess it depends on your hand. I guess if you could throw down like Ancient of War at the same turn.
The thing is, it's not gonna be what we think. It's not gonna be just turn 10 with the Yuceros and Ragnaroses and shit. They're just gonna put it into the standard deck, and they're gonna play like 6s for 1 mana. But even still, a 6 for 1 mana is insane value. And if they get to do that like every turn, just like the first turn, it'll be like slightly above average value. Because if you play like this, and let's say a card that already exists in Ramp Druid, like Ancient of Lore, that's good value because you get 2 5/5s and get to draw 2 cards for 10 mana. And then the following turn is what's going to decide the game, because if they don't kill Aviana, you win. And even if they do kill Aviana, you still got crazy value for what you put on the board, because you got a 5/5 and draw 2 cards and another 5/5. And that's only using like cards that already exist in the deck. So it's just a Thaurissan. It's Thaurissan number 2. It's just like in a weird form.
Yeah.
And not only that, like if you play Thaurissan on 6 and then Thaurissan dies, and then you play this on 8, and then you get to play like a Ancient of Lore and a Druid of the Claw or something, that's insane value.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's only using cards that are already in that deck. That's not like bumping up the mana curve or anything. So I completely think Aviana is good.
Yeah, it's in my top 3, I think. But I'll probably have to wait and see how she does first.
Of course. So,
onto the Hunter.
What do you think about Hunter, bro? They got 2 legends.
That is already broken. How they considered that, one, they deserve an extra card above all the other heroes, and they get an extra legend.
Well, first off, the second legend, the 7 mana one, is kind of useless without the first one. Like, nobody's gonna play 7 mana 4/2 beast.
Right. Yeah, those seem like they go hand in hand, because you play.
Yeah. It's a board clear for 10 mana. It's a control combo.
Right.
Which is cool, actually. I like that they added a control aspect to the Hunter. And actually, most of the cards that are here, well, I don't know about most, but some of them, they do have like a control aspect. Like this one does, Stable Master does, because there's no reason to give a beast immune if you're not going to trade for that turn.
Right.
So that has a control aspect. I think Ball of Spiders has a control aspect, because for 6 mana putting 3/1/1s on the board is not good for aggro. but it is good if you're playing a control deck because the amount of mana that you can get from those 3 spiders could carry into the late game. So Ball of Spiders I would consider a control card. And
But that's still risky too. You get 3 spiders, which should cost you 3 mana,
yeah,
and you're
but
getting
it's
it for 6
basically
mana.
draw 3. You have to consider that it's 3 spiders, but when they die, you draw 3 cards. I think that's what they had in mind. And then those 3 cards are not just cards; they're beasts. And if you're playing like a beast control deck, that's important for you. So I think we have to wait to evaluate Ball of Spiders. Like it's a bad tempo play, but it might be a good control card. And obviously it's bad for aggro because 3/1/1 for 6 mana is garbage. The game should be over by then.
Turn 6, man. It's already over.
Yeah. And Ram Wrangler, I think Trump did the math on this, and it turns out that Ram Wrangler is actually good value if you get the Battle Cry, because on average you're gonna get like a decent 3-drop. And there are some shitty ones like the Captain's Parrot. Like you might get like an owl or something like that. If you get something like that, it's really bad, but it could be devastating. Like if you get something like High Mane, the Beast, King Crush,
obviously.
Gozrilla, those guys.
Or
like,
even these legends right here.
This card is insane value if you get one of those guys. But it is a control card. Like this is not going to ever be in a face deck. Power Shot is a straight up control card because it's basically like an undercosted Consecrate sort of. But it only hits 3 minions. I didn't even see this card.
The King's Elec.
King's Elec. Reveal a minion in each deck. If yours costs more, draw it. Oh, that's a straight up control card. That's all about control right there. So that card is good. Bear Trap is... I would say it's... I don't know, how would you evaluate this card, Bear Trap?
Bear Trap is pretty good.
Yeah, but is it a control card? When your hero is attacked... Yeah, I would say it's you get a taunt.
Yeah, I mean, it's
really good value. You get a 3/3 taunt.
Basically
Ironford Grizzly for 2 mana, and basically you're gonna get it for free because you're gonna get it from Mad Scientist. So Mad Scientist has basically become Death Rattle, summon a 3/3 taunt beast, which I don't know why Mad Scientist is still in the game. So the majority of the cards that were released for Hunter are control cards. So even though they did get one more legendary than everybody else, I'm not even going to argue because the 7 mana one doesn't do anything by itself. It's pretty worthless by itself. And all the other cards are basically control oriented. Yeah. Except for this garbage Brave Hunter thing, which nobody is going to play.
If your hand is empty.
Lock and Load is like, we'll have to wait to see.
Well, that Brave Hunter was like pro aggro actually.
Dude, the face.
That's what I said. They're all control except Brave Hunter, which is garbage.
I don't know, man.
It's strictly worse than Leopard.
I think Bird Trap is worse than Fire Trap.
I think so too.
Yeah, but why would you not play both?
It's true. I like it better than. Do I like it better than Ice Trap? I'm not sure. It's questionable.
Freezing Trap?
Yeah, Freezing Trap.
Freezing Trap is good for mid range because it's like a tempo card. I'm not sure if it fits into the control deck because they just want raw value. So maybe not that one, but in a control deck, I mean for my own use, I would probably play 2 Bear Traps and 2 of the
freezing traps.
No.
Exploding traps.
Explosive traps. I'd play 2 of each of those because there's value to be had there. So, I like those 2 for control. all in all, I like the cards that they gave the hunter. Will promote less cancerous games.
It does. It does. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the legendaries are a combo, and you need 10 manas for that.
Yeah, and the dread scale could be useful by itself. So you may see like one copy of that by itself.
Yeah. And I
it's
guess
basically like a Dread Infernal or a Baron Rivendare mini.
does the
Baron
S and Maul kill itself if you do it as a combo?
No.
Okay.
But you're gonna hit that card though when you play Dread Scale.
Whenever another minion takes damage, destroy it. So
I know, but that's still gonna get hit by Dread Scale.
The Dread Scale will hit it for one, but Acid Maul won't kill itself, and you'd have to Dread Scale twice. So it would take 2 turns for the Dread Scale to kill the Acid Maul.
Right. But the Acid Maul dies the second turn if you don't hit anything with it.
Right, but that's fine because you got your board clear the first turn.
I mean,
and you probably, if they play anything, you probably just suicide your 4/1 into something. And
well, I guess it would get pinged if you're fighting Mage.
Right.
Yeah, if you're playing any one of the classes that can deal 1 damage, you'll probably die. But that's fine. I mean, it's a board clear, so whatever. I mean, you could use it by itself too. Like you could play it against like Handlock and run like a 1/1 into a giant, and it just dies because the giant took damage.
So this is actually one of those like poison cards, except it doesn't do it on its own. The other cards do it for it.
Poison cards? Oh, you mean one of the like my Exna?
Yeah, like my Exna.
Those things. Yeah, basically, that's what the effect is. It's fine. I like it.
Poison cards. That should be a thing.
But the emblem is, I mean, the icon is already in the game. They just don't have a name for it. It's just if you take damage, you die.
It's a poison card.
Yeah, but I'm talking like
there you go, Blizzard.
Poison over
Alex
time.
just gave you the name for the mechanic. Just make it a poison card. All right, so that's Hunter. I like Hunter. I like the Hunter cards that they release. I mean, I don't like Hunter. So the Mage cards. What do you think about Ronan?
I saw Ronan being played. He was decent.
I think he's a good card.
Maligod combo.
It's Malagod's best friend. Actually, it's just Tempo Mage's best friend and Maligod if you're gonna play the Maligod. But
yeah,
it's basic. I was telling Alex, it's basically 8 mana, 7/7 Death Rattle. Get a 3 mana.
Avenging Wrath.
Avenging Wrath. That does 1 more damage. That's what it is, and it combos so well with fucking. The existing deck, the existing Temple Mage deck, because Flame Waker and Antonidas will love this card, and you could even like try to make a new archetype with Thaurissan and Malygos, and try to make like
that's
some insane combo
that's
shit.
The combo I was thinking about.
Yeah, so that card is probably good. I mean, it's really bad against Silence and Big Game Hunter, but the card has to have a downside with that kind of upside. Like, yeah, it's just if you get the 3 arcane missiles, I never thought that getting 3 arcane missiles would have such a effect on the game, but times change. Arcane missiles, Alex's favorite card, is a thing.
Well, it used to be in the beginning. It can be again now.
You just need that spell power.
Going back to your roots.
Hey man, you got to start.
Play arcane missiles turn 1.
Hell yeah!
It's funny. All those arcane missiles are kind of
making a comeback.
Well, they're like they do not promote aggro again. It's like.
Oh, that's true too, because if you have a bunch of 1/1 shit on the board, they're all gonna die. I mean, Flame Waker and Arcane Missiles is gonna make quick work of that board.
Arcane Explosion.
That's one that I don't know if it's gonna be played, actually, but it could be like a 1.
I think it's worth better against those than the Arcane Missile.
I mean, yeah, but the arcane missiles actually has a better purpose because it can be used as single target removal too.
Well, it either
The-
going to
the-
hit the one target or it's going to hit the face.
right, but the probabilities are that are better than just doing 1 damage with arcane explosion.
Sure.
You see, because arcane explosion is only just a 1 mana, one damage AOE. So, not saying that it doesn't have a place. I just said maybe just a one.
Right.
Arcane Blast. They kind of want to promote spell damage. I mean, dude, if you get a Malagos, this is a 12 damage spell for 1 mana.
Yeah, but only on minions.
Only on minions, but that's fine. It's
Well,
all
it's
about
like
board
Flame
control.
Lance then.
Yeah, but it only costs 1.
And you're going to play this at turn 10?
No, you're gonna play it like turn 8 because of Thaurissan.
I mean, Henlongs are still around. If you drop melee and then you take out a giant, it's not bad.
Yeah, but again, we're not gonna pay 5 mana to take out the giant. That only costs them anywhere from 0 to 4 mana, because that's a loss of tempo, which is bad. But Arcane Blast, it could be a thing. I don't know if it will be a thing in this set. I mean, they did add the Dollar and Aspirant so that you can get more spell damage.
Yeah,
But I don't think that's gonna be a thing, really. I mean, some people will play it. I've already seen like in previous seasons people playing like gimmick spell damage mage decks, and some of them did beat me, but it doesn't last for very long. It's just like a fad, I guess. Um, we get a new polymorph. What do you think about this one?
The boar?
I like it. I think it's really good.
I haven't seen this one.
So you pretty much transform your own card into a boar and then rush it.
Or you transform one of their cards into a boar and kill their 2 health creature.
Right.
So it's just another polymorph, and a 3 mana polymorph is good.
But I think it's better for
4-mana
your kind of
polymorph.
card, actually.
Yeah, the thing is that it's almost like a choose one card, like the Druid cards. Like you could polymorph their thing and kill it, or you can use it as burst damage and like transform one of your shitty 1/1 tokens into a 4/2 and hit their face for 4.
Right.
So it's a dual purpose, and those cards tend to be really good. The dual purpose cards.
Yeah.
So I think Polymorph Boar, probably one of the best cards in the set.
I think it's pretty good. I don't know if it's the best one, but I still think it's pretty good.
It's in like the top 10% of the set, I think.
Yeah.
It's decent.
Wow.
Decent. I think it's good because it's a polymorph, just
It's a
as
polymorph.
a polymorph.
Yeah.
It's good, and on top of that, it already fits like the thing that they're trying to push with like the Caldara Drakes and the Fallen Heroes. Like if your hero power does 2 damage and you polymorph Boar something, you can just ping it off.
But even
So-
if you use your other polymorph, you still ping it off.
Right, but you get your 3 mana polymorph and your hero power deals 2 damage, so it's fine. So, I mean, it's just more options. Obviously, you're not going to cut the other polymorphs, but you're just going to run this one with it, probably,
Right.
for like uber control. I think it's a really good card. And it's a really unique effect. I like that. Really cool.
It's a huffer.
It is
That's
a
a
huffer.
huffer.
It's a guaranteed offer. So, which I don't think they're gonna use it in like a face,
Base
like an
mage, huh?
aggro. Yeah, I don't think it's too slow for, because you have to transform something into it. So
Maybe. I saw Caldera Drake Reap Froden today.
Mm.
He got pinged. He had 5 health left. He got pinged 5 times for the loss. So that was gonna be a good card, I think.
I like
think
it.
it's pretty good. It'll be good for like the Dragon Grinder Mage that Strife Pro loves so much. Like he can literally play that deck every single day and not get tired of it. Apparently. So, I like the card. It's good, and I think we already talked about Spell Slinger in the past. Like it's good for Tempo Mage because their mana curve is low, generally lower than most mid-range and control decks. So even though it's a symmetrical effect, it'll benefit the person that has the lower mana curve more, and it already has synergy with cards that we mentioned already, like Flamewaker and Archmage Antonidas.
This kind of broke the game a little bit today when I
What,
saw it.
Spellslinger?
Yeah, it gave a mage a third flame strike.
Yeah, it can do that. It could also give your opponent a flame strike.
Yeah, that's true.
Or Pyroblast.
Yeah, it's just variants, you know. Hearthstone is all about the variants, so it's just something that we gotta wait and see. But I think Mage got a good set of cards here.
It's all about my class, man. All about my
It's gonna
class.
definitely push tempo. It may, I think it'll push like a control Mage also with the Coldara Drakes. I think it's good. It's good. Now let's get to Paladin. Paladin got some really good cards and some cards that I don't really know about. Adric the Pure. I don't think this card is very good.
I think the mana cost is too high for it.
For the one of health, I don't know.
Like, it's only good against Handlock. Like, that's the only deck that I can think of where it will consistently be really good value.
Yeah.
But against everybody else, I just think it's overcosted. I mean, like, I can't remember who said it. It was either Trump or Kriparian. They basically said we're already like at a point where sometimes we can't get value out of Aldor Peacekeeper. Like sometimes you just have to play it. And if we're already at a point with Aldor Peacekeeper, like if we're already at that point, how much value are we going to get out of this on a normal basis unless everybody's playing Handlock or Ramp Druid or something? It's a little bit overcosted. Like if it was 5 mana, I would have said it would be good, but I think 7 is too.
I guess with Aviana now, it could really mess up some druids' face up. If they all have,
maybe, yeah, maybe it'll be a thing because Aviana will make Druid a little bit more common to see it on the ladder. Even though I already see them pretty commonly, it's one of the more played classes, I think. But I don't know, man. Like turn 7, that's all you're gonna do. They can still force Savage your ass.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't remove the cards. It just changes their attacks to 1. So if they have Innervate, Force Savage, you're still fucked. So I don't know. I mean, I still think it's a bit overpriced. But, in my opinion, the card next to it should have been the Legendary. Because this card is more broken than Mad Scientist. If I get Battlecry, put one of each secret in your deck on the battlefield. And that's a 6/6 for 6. I mean, that's a 6 mana 6/6. That's crazy.
That is kind of crazy.
So if the other person doesn't have a secret, then you're good. Isn't that the point?
No, it doesn't affect the other person, does it? No.
No, it takes the secrets from your
deck.
Your deck.
Puts
it on the board.
So the more secrets you have in your deck, the better you're off.
Exactly. Now, there is an argument that the Paladin secrets are not really that good, but even so, they're free cards, and you can still get them from Mad Scientist or whatever. So, like, the main one that I have in mind is Avenge, right? Avenge is really fucking good for 1 mana. You get 5 stats out of it. So you basically get to add on a zombie challenge to a random minion.
Well, even eye though.
What?
Eye for an eye.
I know you didn't just say that.
Dude, you almost got killed by eye.
that
Or
was
five.
like a random encounter in the fucking adventure.
Still,
Nobody's gonna play after an eye. Come on, Alan.
still,
But
it's a thing.
even like the shitty one mana secrets, like Get Down. I can't even remember what it's called. They should just rename the card to Get Down. Avenge, Redemption, all of those things. Like, if you get them for free, that's pretty good. And I think it's worth more than one stat, because if it had one more stat, you're basically trading one stat off of Boulder Fist Ogre to get this effect, which, I mean, the effect way outweighs one health stat. So,
Would you keep this card in your starting hand?
no.
I think I would.
I would never keep this card in my starting hand. And this is coming from somebody that keeps Malagos in starting hand. So I would not keep this card in starting hand. I would definitely try to mulligan for Mad Scientist in that type of deck.
Mm.
But I think this card deserved the legendary, and then Adric the Pure should have been the epic. Because that's my prediction. I think that card is really good. I'm not sure about the other epic though. Enter the Colosseum.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
like,
know about that there.
It's sort of like a brawl, but
It is a brawl.
I don't know. Like, destroy all minions except each player's highest attack minion. Now, can you play this if you have no minions? I'm gonna assume you can. So basically, it'll just wipe the board and leave their strongest minion, which
It's still not that good.
it might not be that good because like
They could have all
most-
ones and then like a 10. or
yeah,
something.
like that's the thing. Like if you're playing against a control deck, most of their minions are either early game minions or late game minions. And I mean, like they have some mid game minions, but they're not very much. Their only objective is to last into the late game, so they can just play legendaries and big cards back to back and win. So this card may not be good against legendaries unless you're losing super. I mean, control decks unless you're losing super hard, in which case you're probably gonna lose anyway.
Well, what you do is you throw Edric the Pure, and then you throw that scientist guy and switches 37273, and then you to the Colosseum.
Wow.
That costs 15 men. How do you think you're gonna do that?
That cost us 8 mana. What are you talking about?
You said Adric the Pure, then Crazed Alchemist, then enter the Colosseum.
Yeah, I mean, you do
That's 15 mana.
I mean, you do Edric the Pure one turn before.
Okay, but that's not a combo.
That's a potential combo.
That's
Hold
not
on,
a
I'll be
combo.
back. You guys talk. I'll be back. I need to get something to drink.
Alright. That's not a combo. I don't think that's a combo in any world. And you know that if you said that to a pro player, they would tell you that's not a combo.
I mean, yeah,
That's not a
it's
combo.
not in the same turn, but that's potential.
And I think I think it was Strife Girl I was watching. He said something really important. He said, it's not combos that you want to make your deck out of. You want to make your deck out of synergies that can become combos. So, like, if you have a card that is basically dead in your deck until you have the combo, you don't want that shit in your deck. Not saying that Adric the Pure, Crazed Alchemist, or Enter the Colosseum are all dead, but, like, their synergy is not really that good with the rest of your deck.
You don't know. If it becomes a thing, oh man, I'm putting your face, rub it, rub, rub.
If it becomes a thing, I'll buy you lunch. Like, I don't even know what else to say about that.
Oh, make it a thing. Oh, make that shit work.
You are not gonna make it work. Stop it.
Or how about Edric? Then the next turn you throw down Blessing of Kings and enter the Colosseum. That's not bad.
What do you say?
I said the same thing, only instead of Crazed Alchemist, Blessing of Kings.
Blessing of Kings and then enter the Colosseum?
Yeah. And that's a 7.
10.
11?
It's a 7-10 combo. Combo wombo.
No, he becomes a 12. No, 11. 11.
No, I mean, I'm talking about the mana.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you want to buff your Adric and then keep him and kill whatever they have left.
Yeah.
That's your objective.
7,
Um,
11.
I still don't think it's a good combo.
Yeah, it's really late game. But if you can pull it off, that's pretty badass.
I'm having trouble seeing it. I don't know. If you can work all three of those cards in the deck already, I'll say okay, it's valid. But I don't know. I just think this card is. I don't know. I don't think this card is that good. Like Enter the Coliseum, I don't think it's that good.
I think it's actually really good.
Why would you not just Equality Consecration? It's not better than Equality Consecration.
Well, it kind of is, because you need that combo. This one only takes 1 card.
Yeah, but you leave their biggest threat on the board. Alex, are you back? Oh, he's not back.
Or your biggest threat. Remember that.
The way that I see it, control decks, they go through like a phase, 2 phases, right? Like you're either clearing their board or you're being the aggressor, right? So like basically what you would do is you would clear the board, put some shit on the board, and then if they have no follow-up, you can like put a big card, and then it's on them to clear the board and do the same. So I don't know, like it's very rare to see 2 control decks playing each other and they have big creatures on the board at the same time. Maybe that's because we don't really see many control decks to begin with.
Yeah. I think this card is better than Mysterious Challenger.
I don't think this card is better than Mysterious Challenger.
We shall see.
I mean, like, the value for Mysterious Challenger is so blatant and guaranteed.
Yeah, but if you draw that at the end of your deck, it's a dead card.
That's true, but if Enter the Coliseum's on the bottom of your deck, it's not going to do anything either.
Or it does. If you have something in your hand and then it turns out to be a higher value than theirs, and they have a lot of small minions on the table, it clears.
Well, you can't compare these 2 cards, first of all, because
I have and I did. It's 6 manas.
No.
And I say
Mysterious Challenger is like a mid-range card, obviously, because you're using these low mana secrets to develop the board and stuff, because that's what Paladin secrets do. They alter the board. But the Enter the Coliseum is like a late game card. This is like super late game card. You're like hoping that your opponent has like at least more than 10 mana worth of shit on the board so that you can get value out of this card. Actually, you gotta have more than 10 mana, because if like you have one of your cards taking up like 8 mana, you're not gonna get any value from your 6 mana.
I don't know if they have a Jester on the table and I have a 5/4 or whatever. I'm using it into the Coliseum.
It doesn't work like that. It's each player keeps their highest attack minion. If Ysera is their only minion, they keep it.
Huh.
Dylan.
Still.
Why? It doesn't work like that. It's not Brawl. It's I don't. So even with now that you understand how the card works, your opinion doesn't change.
Yes, it hasn't changed.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I guess we gotta see.
Because even if it's let's say they have a dragon, any kind of dragon,
Mhm.
and a Lotheb or something that has slightly higher damage than
Okay, so they get to
Drag.
keep the Lotheb, and you kill
Yeah.
the Ysera.
Yeah, it's still value there.
I'm back.
Welcome back. We're still. Dylan didn't even understand how Enter the Colosseum works. He thought that it was like the highest attack minion on the board or some shit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but I still think this is better than Mysterious Challenger.
I think. I don't think. Also, he said that it was better than Mysterious Challenger, which I completely disagree with. But
So we just said
in
it's a brawl, but for both sides.
yeah, and it's not random like Brawl. It just gives you. The thing is, you'd have to be losing so hardcore to get value out of this card most of the time.
So what
And
happens if they all have the same amount of attack minions?
I
Will it
think
get
you
rid of any
just
of them?
I think I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say, knowing how Blizzard cards work, it might just destroy randomly.
It'll just take out 2 out of the 3
Yeah,
randomly.
like if you have 3/8/8s, it might just kill 2 of the 8/8s randomly. I don't know. This card is too hard to evaluate, whereas Mysterious Challenger is very obvious that it's very good.
True.
And like I said while you were away, there's not a lot of control versus control in the game right now because so much of the game is aggro. So we have not been able to see if there are going to be situations where you have like lots of big creatures on the board. I mean, generally, smart players don't just play. I mean, even though I'm guilty of doing this, they don't just play like Ragnaros, Kel'Thuzad, Grommash, all the same shit all in the same turn. Because, for example, if you're playing against Paladin, you already know that you need to play around Equality Consecrate. So you're not gonna put all your big cards on the board at the same time. So maybe it's like a noob crushing card, but I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. We spent too much time on that. Tuskar Jouster. I think we talked about this already. This card is amazing. 5 mana, 5/5. Sometimes you get 7 health. Basically, if you're playing against aggro, you get 7 health. Card's insane.
Right.
Argent Lance, I think, is garbage. What do you guys think?
I think it is too. I don't know, like, just for you to get an extra durability on your weapon. I don't know
Is
if
a
it's that.
2 mana 2/3 really important? I mean,
It's
you
better
can't
than
use
Light's
all of them.
Justice or whatever
You
that
can't,
one's called.
huh?
Isn't it better than Knight's or Light's Justice?
Okay, it is stat wise better than Light's Justice, but the thing is, you play this on 2, what are you gonna do? Okay, I mean, you can use 1 durability on 2, 1 durability on 3, 1 durability on 4. So basically, you just null and voided being able to play Muster for Battle and True Silver on curve and being able to use them on curve. And I don't think this card is worth that because Muster for Battle has so much value in it that you can't fuck up your curve just to play this card. And if you're not going to play Muster for Battle, you're not going to play this over True Silver either. Like, you're not going to not use your last durability and override the last durability with True Silver. That'd be stupid because you paid 2 mana for a 2/2, which is garbage. So I think Argent Lance is garbage.
I think so too. Overall, I think it's garbage.
Yep.
I also think the Spirit one is kind of garbage.
Competitive Spirit. When you're okay, so I want to know this. Does it proc automatically, or
Yes.
if you have no minions?
It does not proc.
Okay, if it does not proc when you have no minions, I think it's okay.
I think it may be okay. I mean, if you have this with the Mysterious Challenger, it's probably okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because I mean, you're not gonna be really playing your secrets for out of your hand. It's gonna happen obviously, but that's not the plan.
Right.
I think this is okay with
Muster for Battle.
Muster for Battle, yeah.
Yeah, it's good value with Muster for Battle, and you can put this in Muster for Battle in your deck with Mysterious Challenger and have an insane mid-range deck. So I like it.
I don't know about Murloc Knight.
Yo, that Murloc, man.
Murloc decks, baby. Paladin Murloc deck. That's it.
Paladin Murloc face deck is gonna be a thing.
Yep.
It's okay. I mean, you gotta get the Inspire off like twice to get any value out of this garbage. But on average, the Murlocs. The thing is that the Murlocs on average are not even that good by themselves. Like, cause some of them, some of the important ones, I think, have battle cries.
Yeah.
And then if you just get them, they're kind of below average. And other than that, the average Murloc is like a 2 mana, so you can get like Puddle Stomper, which is pretty good. But you can also get like Murloc Tidecaller, which is the battle cry won't go off, so you'll just get a 2/1, which is garbage. So I'm not sure if this card is good. Like, the other thing too is like it's an Inspire mechanic, and Murlocs tend to be fast, and Inspire is slow.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I don't think it's gonna be good. I don't think anybody's gonna play it. I have mixed feelings about the other card though. Warhorse Trainer. Like, technically it should be good, because it's basically like a
Quartermaster.
Direwolf Alpha. I would say it's more like a Direwolf Alpha just because it gives +1. Or like a better raid leader, sort of. Actually, I would say it's. I don't even know if you can compare it with Raid Leader, because Raid Leader gives everybody attack, and this
Well,
is
it's like
Silverhand.
it's sort of like Stormwind, except they don't give you
Okay,
extra
you know what?
health.
I'm gonna go with your original thing with like Quartermaster. The thing though is that to play this on curve, you can't really play it on curve, because
No.
to get value out of this on curve, you'd have to coin out a dude and then do it again on turn 2, and then play this, which is not good value.
No, you'd have to coin Muster for Battle at turn 2 and then play
That's
this
the
at
other
turn
thing.
3.
You could coin Muster for Battle and then play this on turn 3, but how many times is that gonna happen?
Hardly.
I don't know. So I think it may be like a one-of copy in mid-range, so that you can buff your dudes. But other than that, I don't really. I mean, it's a common anyway, so it doesn't really have to be that good. I think it's okay.
So this next comment should have been legendary.
I don't know a legendary. I think it may be like a rare, maybe. I don't know a legend. 3 attack and a divine shield.
No, I'm in an epic.
I say a rare or an epic, not a legend.
I think it's pretty good. I'm not sure if the 3 mana is too expensive.
I think Trump compared it today, and he said it was just right for 3 mana.
It might be because like it's basically Blessing of Might, draw a card which is Divine Shield. I mean, Divine whatever, the Divine Shield spell, and play that one too, which is also 1 mana.
Yeah, it's 2 for 1.
Yeah, so it could be good value. I think it's okay. I'm not sure. I mean, the other thing too is that it is another tool to for like the 2 legendaries, so that you can buff them and get their effects off. So that's pretty good. I don't like the fact that it's 3 mana though, because then you can't really play it on curve.
Oh, you mean the Light Bane and Dark Bane or whatever?
Yeah, the Bane sisters, I guess we can call them.
Yeah.
Like, you could, unless you coin them out and then you play this the following turn. But I don't count that as an actual strategy. Like, I don't build strategies around the coin. So,
right.
But I think overall it's a good card. I like how, by the way, we've only been talking about constructed. I think in Arena it's a good card in Arena if you have a good mana curve. Good mana curve. It's a good card. I don't know. At 2 mana it would have been broken.
And 3 is too much.
Yeah, but I guess we gotta see, because it does.
2.5 mana.
2 cards. Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah. So.
Just right.